Name one thing, Naveen, that you have learned the hard way.
One thing that I've learned the hard way to say no.
Wow, that's deep. Well,
From Ranjay's couch in Charlotte, North Carolina to your couch, somewhere in the world, this is the weekly midday with Ranjay the Afternoon Show with your host, Ranjay Sarna.
good afternoon, hello, welcome, and namaste to yet another episode of Midday with Ranjay, a show where we try to meet the person behind the professionals that they are, and in the process, have some fun. My guest for this afternoon is a dear friend of mine and a colleague, Mr. Navin Gautham P. Naveen serves as the director and the country manager for Akara Solutions India Private Limited. Naveen is an electronic and communication engineer by profession. Graduated out of Madras University, one of the very old and a well-known university in India. Naveen loves traveling and shopping. According to him, it's therapeutic to beat the stress, at least for him. He strongly believes that the more you travel, the more you learn and will make you a better person. There's so much you can learn while traveling, not just visiting other country, but how to be organized, managing your expenses, managing your budget, how to be on time, and so on and so forth. His hobbies includes watching movie. Doesn't matter what languages, as long as there are subtitles. He also likes to do something called movie marathons. By that, I mean, which I was told, that he once watched close to four different movies in different screen between two multiplexes from morning to night. It's quite an achievement. Naveen is married to Florinda and has an 11-year-old son, Nitin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my colleague and a very dear friend of mine, Mr. Naveen Gautham. Let me bring him in. Naveen, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Ranjay. I'm doing fine. How about you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for accepting this invitation and being part of the show, Naveen. And I'm really thrilled that you accepted this invitation.
Pleasure's
And
all
I'm
mine. Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show. It's very
great,
exciting.
Naveen. Naveen. Naveen, I was reading your introduction, and something which really, uh, I would say, unique about the introduction was about your movie marathon. My first question to you is, didn't you get confused watching four movies in the same day, back to back?
Not really. I've been a movie freak all my life, and I really enjoy watching movies. And that's one time where I feel that I'm just all by myself. It's like my meditation. So I thought, why not do this? And I just started doing it, and like four movies in a day. I think that was like really, really exciting.
Wow, that's quite a feat, I would say, because it's not easy for anybody to digest four different stories and characters. But well, Naveen, Midday with Ranjay, as you know, this is a show where we try to meet the person behind the professional that they are. And with that, I move on to my first segment, which is called How I Got Where I Am At. Basically, in this segment, my viewers and I would be very interested to understand how did you start your journey and and how has your journey been so far?
Sure. So, would you believe if I said I had been very, very uh, inferior? I always felt very low when I started my career or when I was in my college because there were so many things that I felt that I could never do. So that's something I had to break, and I think the path that I've taken has been kind of shaping me to where I am today. And it was not an easy journey, and definitely I should say I've been really lucky. And also the other thing is I made the best use of the opportunities that came across. So I started my career in engineering. I'm an engineering graduate with an electronics and communication degree. So I started my career as a project engineer, designing fire protection systems for the tankers and aircrafts in India. And then from there on, I moved in to selling credit cards in the American space. And that's where I got a lot more introduction to the American culture, way things go on there and how. And I was very, very successful in selling those credit cards out there in America. And that really gave me a whole boost of confidence. And at one point of time, I just wanted to move my career, and that's when an opportunity came in from a recruitment industry. I took up a job with this organization. I joined as a recruiter. And as I said, I was just kind of lucky and also made use of the opportunities that came my way. And I was able to climb up the ladder in different phases of time. I've been with this organization for 15 years now. Started as a recruiter, moved into a manager, then a process manager, and then I started heading the organization. And today, I lead this organization from India in the capacity of director and country manager for them.
Well, Naveen, that's quite a journey. You mentioned somewhere about luck, and I firmly believe, and there is a quote by Lionel Messi that it took him uh, the overnight success that he got. It took 17 years. So the journey that you've been talking about, starting as a recruiter to heading the India's operation, that's quite a remarkable journey, and I'm sure a lot of people will get inspired listening to that story. Now, Naveen, that brings me to my second segment, which is the three questions to Naveen Gautham. And
Okay.
my first question to Naveen would be, what do you wish you had known when you started out?
I wish I knew more about people when I started, because that's the industry I'm in today, and I'm still learning. And no, I don't think so. Anyone can perfect that.
Interesting, very interesting. My second question, and this is more on a global aspect, probably you can be very specific to the Indian ecosystem. What are the biggest challenges that employers are facing today?
The first biggest challenge is finding the right talent. So any business runs on talent, runs on resources. So finding the right person for the right job has always been the challenge for any employer today. And next is to kind of retain those resources, and what we need to do to show them a career path, career growth, how to keep them motivated. So it needs there needs to be a career path and a motivation for them to kind of work along with us once we have identified that right talent. So I think
And my last question, Naveen, would be, what do you think, according to you, that businesses should stop, start, and continue to do in 2020 and in 2021?
so. Yeah, that's that's a lot. But what businesses should stop today? I think business should be more people friendly, I would say. Uh, I think there are a lot of businesses which run on process policies, but I think it's going to be putting in more people first. As I said, the talent is more important. So nurturing this talent is going to be the key for any business. So I think we need to put people first and policy. So that's something that we need to see the transformation. And what we should be thinking out of the box. So it's a very dynamic world. When we started 2020, nobody would have even imagined that we would be working out of our home office, I would say, which is very new from an Indian geography standpoint. So that is something I think we have accomplished. And personally, uh, I never thought that we could be more successful and continue the same run if we had worked from home. So I think that's a learning that we have had. And
Great.
what we should be continuing to be innovating. So I
Yeah.
think that's a very a dynamic and a changing world that we are in today, and that's something that we should continue to innovate and move ahead.
Yeah. And as they say, the magic happens out of your comfort zone, and you cannot stick to
True.
just plan A. We need to have plan B, C, D, E.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for answering those questions, Naveen. I think I know there were
Most
some
welcome.
tricky questions, and you kind of answered it uh, absolutely perfect. Now, moving on, and this is my last segment, and this is the fun part where we try and understand Naveen Gautam a little more. Okay,
Okay.
my this round is called rapid fire.
Okay.
So, obviously I don't have a gift hamper to give you, and there are no right or wrong answers. But it will be nice, Naveen, whatever that comes to your mind. Right? Don't think. You don't have to be
Okay.
politically correct.
I'll try.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a movie buff. You're a self-proclaimed movie buff. So my first question is, if a movie was made of your life, what kind of movie would it be, and who would play you?
Yeah, it'll be a movie about success, I would say. Um, and it's going to be more like a autobiography, I would say. It's going to be more of a life lesson. And who would play it? Interesting. So I've really not given a thought to it. So, so maybe I might play it maybe at my age, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It could be really funny, but I think Will Smith.
Will Smith. Oh, interesting choice, Naveen. Interesting choice. All right. Uh, Name one thing, Naveen, that you have learned the hard way.
One thing that I've learned the hard way, to say no.
Wow, that's deep. Well, Naveen, if you were a website, what would be your URL?
Hmm.
I know I'm putting you on spot here.
Opportunity.com. I don't know. Maybe.
Opportunity.com. All right. Yeah, maybe we can just go and see, and if it's not been taken, you can register yourself. All right. My last question, Naveen. If you were given a chance to delete all apps from your smartphone, which are the three apps that you're going to keep?
Hmm. For sure, I'll keep my banking apps and maybe my Facebook and Twitter.
Well, Naveen, those were my questions, and those were, some of really good insights from you. And before we wrap it up, if you have to give one piece of advice, and there are people who are watching and listening and the show all across the globe right now, what would be that one piece of message or advice? And
I'm very thankful to this person. His name is Martin, and I had maybe worked with him for 3 days. I would say in my very initial stages. Said, Naveen, there's no point in just taking an opportunity just for the sake of taking. So that's what it meant. And he really kind of seen that I was really not very interested in doing what I was doing, which was the fact. And he said, I need to really find something within myself which would really be fulfilling and also be very career oriented and be successful in something that I could do, which I like. So I think that's a message I would leave to anyone who is currently entering the employment or currently doing something that they're not really 100% happy in doing, or somebody who's just kind of been doing or want to do something new. I think this is the time, and they need to really go and live their dream.
with that happy note of hashtag passionate, I I'm so thankful that you took time from your busy schedule and shared some of your insight, your life journey, some of your learnings. And I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people and motivate, including me. And I continue to get motivated from you, Naveen.
Thank
Well,
you. Thank
thank
you.
you so much, Naveen. And I wish you a great rest of the day. And hopefully, very soon, I'm going to meet you physically in person.
Thank you. Thank you, Ranjay. I appreciate it. And thank you for having me on your show. I'm really honored. Thank you.
All right, Naveen. Thank you. See you.
Take care.
Well, that was Naveen Gautham. What an inspiring story and what a personality. To meet yet another interesting guest, join us next week on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Till then, stay safe, stay smart, and have a great rest of the day.